What's up, guys? I'm Derek here, back for another VOD review. Today, the player who won the Tacticians Cup in North America. This is Phoenix. He had a great final day, pretty good tournament overall. And so I just wanted to VOD review him. He also played a comp this game that I am really interested in looking at because this is a comp that's actually changed a little bit from the version that I think a lot of people were playing earlier into the patch. I don't know when this change actually happened. I'm sure there'll be some people be like, yeah, obviously, like this is the version that you play, because I know it's been out there for a little while, but you know, I was playing a different version of this comp. I think maybe it got developed while I was on vacation, and now I'm just now becoming up to speed with it. In any case, you can see that we start the game off with a Blitzcrank 2-star here, a Ziggs, and a Nunu. So we're already sort of saying like, okay, maybe their ideas of playing around this kind of like Honeymancy reroll comp. And we also have Poppy pair, which is actually important for the version that we're going to be playing this game. First augment here, all that shimmers, what doesn't kill you, scoreboard scrapper. What doesn't kill you is just generically the strongest one out of these three. All that shimmers has been nerfed pretty hard. I'm actually down to do a stats check on tft.op.gg. So let's pull this up and do a quick stats check. Not even going to filter it at all. But I know what doesn't kill you is pretty strong. 4.42. It's actually a little bit higher than I would think. And I want to know what the new all that shimmers is. Not all that shimmers plus, but it says they're actually about the same statistically, which is kind of interesting. You could maybe even consider all that shimmers in a spot like this, take a mobile's mail, make an item onto Blitzcrank, but Phoenix is not going to go for that here. He doesn't have that much confidence in his board. So we're just going to look at a what doesn't kill you, a lost streak opener here. But you can see we already have these extra poppies, which is, it's interesting because this is actually something that we're going to be looking at holding on to. We're also in support item galaxies, so we're going to take a support item here. Is Gem good in this comp? We're just gonna go for locket here for some extra combat strength here. Just extra frontline, which seems solid, especially in this comp where you can actually play like a lot of frontliners. Very smart by Phoenix here to try to open as much as he can. Sadly though, after a quick scout, we see that Precedent is like full opening here, which is really annoying. Also, for us, this is actually kind of an interesting call here because theoretically we could make gold selling off these units and actually holding on to Poppy here, but that's not what's going to happen here. We're going to look at, we can sell the Warwick as well, so it's fine. And yeah, and still make 10 gold here. Hopefully we still lose this fight. Good positioning once again by Phoenix here. And yeah, he's going to put this into Planner here, which is the new version of the comp, if you guys aren't aware. Maybe I'm sure some people will be like, oh, this is old news, but it's the Ziggs Reroll comp, but we're fitting in Poppy plus Cassiopeia. Poppy obviously finishing Bastion with Nunu, and then Cassiopeia obviously an Incantor and also a Witchcraft, and it gives you extra units to reroll for. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm sure there's some people who've seen this version before, but yeah, I saw this being played in tourney, and I was like, whoa, I didn't know this was even a comp. And then, of course, Kai and Doruwaza were in the co-stream, and they're like, yeah, duh, this is the version that you play. And I'm like, okay, sorry, my bad. But yeah, we're still going to continue to try to lose this fight. It's actually kind of interesting. You could make the call here to sell Nunu and make gold, but Phoenix is not going to go for that. He would rather hold on to this Nunu than make 20 gold, which seems quite reasonable. First item off carousel here, so we have Belt, Glove, and Tier open. Having the Tier is really nice because Ziggs tends to like blue buff a low mana unit that wants to cast a lot. And even this Belt could be something like a Morello, so I imagine we're just going to go for blue buff here. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the obvious slam, or it doesn't even have to be a slam necessarily because we want to keep losing here, and hopefully we can just dodge Precedent forever because Precedent is potentially full open every single round. Precedent probably playing towards a Callista game just from full open as usual. Just I don't know, this comp so egregiously strong. Oh, this actually could be an interesting idea from Phoenix here. Yeah, I actually kind of like what he's looking at doing here, which is potentially actually making slams here and playing a decent board here to try to get some unit kills. I think this makes a lot of sense because we're always going to beat Precedent. Precedent is full opening every single round, so we can't lose to Precedent, but we want to make sure that we are still losing these fights. This is really close though. Oh my god, that was actually beautifully calculated by Phoenix. I was pretty nervous about that. I thought we might actually win that fight, but holy, I think Phoenix was kind of clenching for that as well. But luckily we just barely lose that fight. I mean, if Phoenix actually calculated that fight would be that close and that he was going to win it was still going to lose the fight, then hats off to him. If he I mean, I'll attribute it to him being a beast because why not? Why not say that he's just a beast? I mean, it's more fun for the VOD review. And hey, I mean, he won the tourney, so he's definitely some kind of a beast. We are going to lose this final fight as well. We did manage to dodge Precedent the entire stage, which is fantastic for our loss streak here because we got to 5 loss. We're a little bit healthier than Precedent because of the fact that we are killing units in these last couple of fights. But I really like that approach to loss streaking where the Precedent's going to full open in your spot. So why not just play for the fact that, if we high roll and we don't fight him, we're killing extra units. It's really, really smart from Phoenix. Going to save some extra HP along the way, which, can matter late game. A lot of gold here for minions, so I assume we're just going to send it, roll it down here. Ooh, a copy of every 1 cost is fantastic for us, but he can't really pick these up now. He needs to roll deep here until he's actually like kind of close to stuff. He has a lot of gold still left in these orbs. Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised that he didn't pick up the orbs first when he had more bench space. But I think he just wanted to get the rolls down. Obviously, though, we want to make sure that we get back up to 40 gold this round. And it looks like he's going to slow roll the rest. Ooh, also, this is really, really cool by Spencer here. Or by I don't know why I said Spencer. I don't think Spencer's even in this lobby. By Phoenix here. He's leaving these 2 orbs open. This is Ziggs orb and I don't know who's in the other orb. Blitz, maybe? No, I think Blitz was already in one of the other orbs. But the idea is that you can leave these units in orbs. They, these days, don't come out of the pool, I believe is where the discourse ended up being. So these units will stay out of the pool and then we can pick them up whenever we want to. I don't know if he has the version that's mapped out because there is a version. Let me see if I can find it really, really quickly. I think I can find that on Twitter if you guys give me 1 second. It's the something one, the mindful one. Yes, does a graphic for these. Yes, I found I'm such a beast. Someone remind me and I'll throw this into Twitch chat. But there is a 1 cost orb layout. From this is the normal orb layout, so if you guys are interested, that's what you should use. There is also one for Tournament Realm, and yep, Poppy and Ziggs are the 2 that we have on the right here. It's actually different on Tournament Realms, which is actually really, really kind of annoying because why is it different? But in any case, you can use this to know what units are in the orbs and then wait to pick up the ones that you don't want to pick up. This can actually also matter if you want one of these units later. I think there was a version that ended up actually being really, really relevant to a game that I talked about that I VOD reviewed a while ago, where someone ended up picking up a Lilia, and then they needed that Lilia late game, and they could have just left it in the orb. I don't know if they were like clear mind or something, if there's a reason why they couldn't pick it up. But in any case, we take Sport Golem here because it's a broken augment. Gonna make the Bramble Slam here. Bramble, a lot better this patch because of the number of people who are playing around this fairy comp, and also actually gonna make the Slam as well onto the Guardbreaker here. Decent item onto Ziggs. We, in an ideal world, I guess, would greed for a Morello plus a JG, which are pretty good items. But I think we're just gonna, say that these are good enough items on Ziggs. We want to save some HP when we're playing a 1 cost reroll comp. And yeah, a lot of rolling left to do here. Looks like he did accidentally pick up those orbs. I don't know if that was... I don't believe that was intentional, but he probably, his champion flew through them at the start of combat or something like that. In any case, we can continue to roll down here, try to pick up our extra 3 stars. We're so close to everything, right? We are 2 off Ziggs, 1 off Blitz, 1 off Poppy here, so getting very close. And we have also picked up this Cassiopeia, which makes for a nice level 5 board. I really like this version of the comp because it has a very, very solid level 5, which is just so nice for a reroll comp like this. The reroll comps that tend to feel really, really awkward are the ones that have say an awkward level 5, where, I mean, I guess you could play 5 honey before, but this is so straightforward. I don't know what this pan, why people are really pinging out the pan, but either way, it's fine. We're gonna pick a belt, or our bow here. I guess it could be Static Shiv, it can be red buff as well. I imagine we're looking at red buff, but we'll see. There's the Poppy 3, continue to roll down here. I mean, surely we're gonna roll our excess gold here, take a little bit of excess gold there as well, but yeah, I mean, just send it here. Could theoretically, I think this comp does cap later with playing around Ahri would be the idea, because you're playing for so many 3 stars and it's really, really easy to fit a Tahm Kench and then an Ahri is what I would imagine you play. Maybe even play Tahm Kench and then Ahri, and you could, if you need more frontline, you could just go for the HP route. But I'm actually surprised that Phoenix is not rolling deeper here when we're 1 off Blitzcrank. I wonder if there's a player he's waiting to sell Blitzcranks or something like that. That would be the only reason not to do that here. Or maybe he just ran out of time last round. All right, we do pick up our Blitz 3 here. Still a few off Ziggs here, which is once again, Oh yeah, and he is now gonna put these units into to planner there. So yeah, I think he just skipped the Ari. Yeah, maybe that's the idea. I mean, this is really smart if this is what Phoenix is going for, is the idea that there are people in this lobby who are item holding Ziggs. They're not playing for Ziggs 3 this game, they're item holding Ziggs, but those Ziggs are immediately gonna get sold at 4-1. When that player, you know, goes to 8 and decides to roll for their board. So why roll now? Why not wait until 4-1, wait for that player to roll, and then we can you know, roll when there's more of them out or in the pool once that player decides to sell. Also, this is a cool call out from Phoenix here, pushing level 6 because he knows his board's going to cap out with all the other 3 stars, the Nunu, the Cassiopeia here, and we're 2 off of Ziggs. We certainly have enough gold to find Ziggs on current level. So yeah, I like this a lot. And yeah, just waiting a fraction of a second, and now we're going to start looking at the roll down here. Now, surely at this point, yeah, I love the scouting actually. He scouts once again and says like, okay, is this person still holding Ziggs? This is so smart. And yes, sadly, this Black Sheep player is still holding on to Ziggs here, 3 Ziggs, which is kind of annoying. I do think at this point you kind of, I mean, you definitely have to roll for charm every round, but you don't have to roll that much deeper than that. So we'll see here. Yeah, he rolls a little bit, but still, you know, not completely to 0. He's also very smartly holding on to this Rakan here. Rakan, probably the single most contested unit in the entire game. It's not actually. Let's do a quick stats check on it just for fun. I'm pretty sure it's not even close, right? Yeah, 4.38. That's actually a little bit close. Hecarim as well played a lot, but Rakan, the most contested unit in the game. So why not hold Rakan to deny some people and make it harder for them to hit Rakan? I think it makes a lot of sense here. Final augment here. You just want something to make your board a bit tankier. I wonder how Shields Up is. I imagine it's pretty good, but okay. Phoenix says it's not very good. Okay, I mean, I guess he's going for something like Unified then. I mean, Unified also very solid here. We also have a support golem that's going to benefit from Unified, which is really nice. So I think that's the thought process. I guess also you only really have 1 Vanguard tank here, so it's probably not as good. Yeah, I love the roll down here to 30 gold with the idea that we're digging for Nunu, we're digging for Ziggs. There's so much stuff left to hit here. So I really like that dig down to 30, especially because we're playing 1-cost reroll. I've talked about this before, but just kind of the tempo of 1-cost reroll is that you really want to be pushing you really want to be pushing streak when you play this comp at the, you know, through stage 3 and early stage 4, because your comp's going to fall off late game. You are not going to win streak the entire game with this comp. This is your strongest point in the game, though. You have to be strong end of stage 3, early stage 4, or else you're just going to lose the game, because, you know, come stage 5, come stage 6, your board's going to be quite weak. Also interesting, we ended up getting the Eternal Flame here, but we kind of had to build red buff onto Ziggs. I didn't really note that. I mean, anti-heal is good on Ziggs, and Eternal Flame is not necessarily terrible with heal cut built, because it does just give your team that extra damage. So it's not like, it's not the end of the world that we had to build a red buff here, but I mean, with that many bows, we had to make it, right? You can see already, actually, we fight Philip here, which I'm kind of surprised we lost this fight. I'm going to go back and look at this real quick. Yeah, I mean, it's just is this 6 blast? Yeah, it's 6 blaster, just straight up raw with no blaster +1. Then a random Nasus 2 is the front line, and that's just the board. That's the whole kit and caboodle here, and that's enough to actually just tear through our front line. I mean, it's a relatively close fight. I think it would have been a lot closer. Ezreal ended up getting 2 snipe ult self onto backline, which is really bad for us. I think with different positioning, this is probably a winnable fight, but obviously Phoenix wants to keep the Ziggs in the middle, the idea being that you want Ziggs to have the ability to snipe backline. There is actually some other Ziggs positioning tech that I can talk about in a sec here. Static Shiv and then cloak item are what we're looking at here. Ooh, I guess this is just going to be Ionic Spark for Blitzcrank here, unless he really wants to go for a Gwinsu onto Cassiopeia here. I feel like the first priority would be to make that MR shred, but we'll see. And yeah, the Spark's going to come down here. Moonlight Ritual, ooh, I mean, it's just going to end up giving us a Cassiopeia 3 here, or just an Ahri 3, but a very nice call here. And yeah, we are going to throw the Ahri onto the board here. So yeah, it's either Cassio 3 or Ahri 3. You know, it's actually kind of nice. I imagine that still counts for the Arcana Ahri bonus, so that's pretty cool. But sad that we can't get a 4-star unit onto our board. We'd have to cut both the Cassio and the Ahri to only have 3-star units on our board, which is just, it's probably not happening from a synergy standpoint. So yeah, the level 7 from Phoenix is also something pretty cool. I think, you know, in comps like this, it's always a struggle to know if you're meant to push levels or if you're meant to continue rolling. I really like this level push from Phoenix, though, because Arcana is a big spike on this board. We have 4 3-star units, so we're getting a lot of extra AP onto our entire board from Arcana. And the other thing is that, you know, hitting something like Cassiopeia 3 here, it's a nice luxury, but it doesn't matter that much. our Cassiopeia right now is holding a bow. It's probably going to have a bow item, and that's going to be it. So it's really not that consequential to hit Cassiopeia 3 here. Obviously, something like an RE3, Phoenix is holding for the potential of hitting, but like still, I don't think that's happening. So yeah, I think the spot looks good. I really like that level up actually to play for streak a little bit. Like once again, I said, we are going into what is going to be a much weaker phase of the game for us soon. Itemization here, it's a bit gross. We'd love to get a third item onto Blitzcrank here, but it just doesn't exist, right? So you're looking at like a GS plus a static shiv or a red buff here. We already have the red buff and the eternal flame here. I guess you can go GS. I actually don't really mind static shiv for the potential to shock backline, especially because Ziggs is a unit that can actually target backline with his ability. So I don't dislike it. And yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense here to just go for the shiv here. It's a little bit sad though that, these are our final items that we're stuck on only 2 Blitzcrank items. It's definitely not what you would prefer in a spot like this. And you'd also prefer to not be fighting a dragon here and a fully upgraded Karma board here. We'll see how well our board does into that because Ziggs does a lot of burst damage against these frontline carries here. And yeah, look at that, man. He just one taps through this Ziggs unit does so much damage. It is so gross. If you ever are trying to fight against a Ziggs board with a melee carry, you often are having a bad time. I love this here as well, the level for the Hecarim in this situation. Once again, Phoenix saying, look, the value of me hitting a 3-star is really low in this situation. 3-star Cassio, we're so far off of it that I would much rather just play for the guaranteed level up here, play for the extra level of Arcana here. Ooh, look at that little Ziggs snipe onto the Zillion there. Not the biggest, most consequential snipe, but hey, if there was a carry there, that would have been really big. And now he's sniping backline here, so this looks pretty good. I think the Nunu can tank it out. Yeah, beautiful positioning for Phoenix this fight with the Ziggs just there and that Hex one left from the center so that he can snipe right side. And this frontline positioning has been surprisingly good. I would think that this front line would oftentimes like move up. Ooh, this is this is very nicely optimized by Phoenix here. Remove the locket here so that you can take Scrappy, then tailor it so that it lands onto the Nunu and to the Poppy here. I mean, that was beautiful. Just using the charm to its fullest, which I think is so big in TFT. I feel like there's so many situations where if you do optimize that charm, you can win a fight that you would otherwise lose. That fight we're probably winning regardless, but I mean, that could be the difference between winning or losing a fight. Once again, we're still looking for that final Blitzcrank item. There's actually 3 very solid items here: Adaptive, Crown Guard, and Gargoyle here. Yeah, I think I like Gargoyle the best, but I mean, all of those are pretty good onto Blitzcrank, I believe. So yeah, nothing wrong with that. Spat here, I don't think is going to do anything. Phoenix stuck between 2 things here. He could roll and look for another charm here, or he could just say, I'm 56 HP, I'm really strong, I think I'm just going to push levels here. And I mean, look, when you're fighting someone like the Zeal Mintcap player here who has Vertical Frost in, but really not too many 2-star units, I think this was an absolutely correct call from Phoenix here. Ooh, Ziggs Bomb missed there, which was a little scary, but yeah, we're going to win this fight. Yeah, that player looked really weak, and this was beautiful. We managed to win that fight without picking up a charm. I love that call because this is what charms are all about, right? Deciding if your board is strong enough here to play without a charm, if you can push 9. And, by not rolling down for a charm there's a situation where like a different player may have decided to roll down there for a charm because they thought, oh, I want to be strong, I want to keep streak. And they would have wasted, 6, 8, like 10 gold maybe looking for a charm and then spending it on the actual charm. But Phoenix playing a little greedy in a spot where I think it certainly makes sense because now he gets to play for the level 9, play for Xerath, I imagine, is going to be our final cap for just 4 Arcana. I imagine it's going to stay the Arcana on Ahri the entire game just because it's really hard for Xerath to be better than Ahri until you get like really late, but we'll see. And this last item, I guess, can just be a Cassiopeia item. Archangels, sure, why not? Yeah, Temporary Bramble Vest, I mean, I guess it's fine. Yeah, I mean, we do have a Nunu 3 that you can throw it onto, and I imagine we're fighting an AD board if you put that there. So, yep, we're fighting this Blaster board, so it looks pretty good. Ooh, this is nice. The Ziggs just far right corner here with the idea of potentially sniping something like this Varus eventually. We do have to get through a lot of this tanky frontline, but eventually we are going to be sniping Varus, but yeah, not eventually enough. We're certainly going to lose that fight. Get a little bit of extra gold from what doesn't kill you, and now we're going to level here and now dig for just Xerath. Animate Chop. Probably, yeah, not just not good enough in a spot like this, so I like this a lot. And ooh, this is a nice call out as well. Just move the items over to Xerath. This was always the idea from Phoenix, knowing that we're only playing a Cassiopeia 2 on our board. She's really just a synergy bot for Encanter and Witchcraft, so we might as well just move these items over to Xerath, who's actually a decent carry on this patch. We managed to snipe. Once again, I think that was the Zillion on the other side, but this looks like a board that we can just stomp every single time. We have a very good matchup, and yeah, it's just us and Philip left here. Target dummies, I wonder if you roll for something a little bit better here. Ooh, we're actually at a lot of charms here, 16, and with 4 Arcana in, I mean, yeah, it looks like we're still not gonna go for it just because the idea that, yeah, it's just still like not really enough. Ooh, I love this positioning. Wow, this is really, really nice from Phoenix. Just put the Ziggs on the far right side and then use the dummies here to bait stuff like Verisalt. It looks like it might not be enough though, down to 10 HP. We just need to win one fight. Oh God. A smolder with a pyro emblem looks horrifying. We aren't able to pick that up. We do get Tom Kench too, and a tank emblem, which is not bad. We really just need a very, very strong combat charm here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Reaper to execute. I mean, if there were ever a chance, this would be what we are looking for here. We're going to fully middle the rest of our units here. Definitely want to keep Ziggs in a spot where he's not going to get one-tapped. Ooh, this is a nice idea positioning-wise. We kind of have him isolated, but in the middle. It's weird, but I mean, you still want to be able to snipe. And oh my God, we did actually snipe the Varus, and wow, that positioning actually made the whole difference. I mean, that was beautiful from Phoenix to decide. Yeah, I'm gonna put my Ziggs back in the middle. I know he's gonna get hit by a Briar ult, which is annoying. But as long as I don't clump too many units around him, he's not gonna get like targeted by something like a Varus ult. And so this is great. Yeah, Varus obviously has to target frontline. Briar ends up going to frontline, and then this little Ziggs bomb, perfect, along with the execute from the charm from Xerath. I mean, that was an incredible fight, incredible end to the game for Phoenix. So yeah, huge game for Phoenix. Showing off this version of the Ziggs comp that I really, really like. I want to play it myself when I get the chance. But it looked really, really good this tourney. So, you know, if you're playing old version where you're playing like Vertical, Honeymancy or whatever, this is definitely the version to play. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check my Twitch and all my links down below. Thank you guys for watching.